Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We are on the 27th part. The angels come and give good tidings to Ibrahim and his wife Sara that she was going to conceive. At this point, she came and she slapped her face in amazement. And she said, I am an old woman who has become barren. And in another place she said, وَهَذَا بَعْلِي شَيْخًا, and this, my husband, is an old man. He cannot father a child. And the angels say to him, or say to them, that this is what Allah has decreed. Again, verses like these show to us that the material world and material properties have no universal values or elements. They can all be overridden if only we knew how. And our exploitation of nature is a good one for us to try and understand how the world functions and how we can use it to our advantage will surely reveal in the future that things and the laws of nature are not as fixed as we imagine them to be. There can be exceptions, and as Quran points them out, these exceptions have to be accommodated by nature, and if nature can accommodate them, then that means that the nature is operating at yet another level that awaits our discovery. These verses were meant to prompt the Muslim minds into a scientific inquiry within nature. It is a shame that we are not venturing in that direction. In the verse of Najm, Allah says, وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ, that this Muhammad does not speak of his own accord, it is but a revelation that has been revealed to him. Now it should be understood that this verse is talking about the revelation of the Quran. Not everything that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is saying, otherwise it would take him out of his human capacity. Yes, true, he is impeccable and he is an example to be followed. But that does not mean that he does not have a personal life, a private life. It does not mean that he can say something of his own accord in a human capacity. It does not mean that he does not share a light-hearted moment or he does not joke. And indeed, there was a person who used to come and entertain the Prophet through his words. And whenever the Prophet used to be sad, he would miss that person and ask for him. So when this verse has come that he does not talk of his own accord, it is but a revelation being revealed to him, it has to be taken in the context of the Quran or wherever else he has qualified that my God has asked me to transmit this to you, and it is not the Quran, but then it becomes Hadith Qudsi or it becomes the decisive Sunnah of the Prophet. But other than that, the Prophet is allowed to be human and to talk in his human capacity without it being a reflection of what God is saying. In Surah Al-Qamar there is this verse, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر, that the hour has come near and the moon has split. Now many speculate that this had happened in the time of the Prophet and it is one of the miracles of the Prophet, but we do not find enough evidence to support this. As opposed to this, there are hadith from Ibn Abbas and others that a time will come when the moon will split in two or the moon will break totally. And that would be nearing the hour where we meet our day of Qiyamah. It might be before that and humankind might witness it as a cosmological event, and then gradually as it unfolds, it has an impact upon the earth and the Qiyamah begins to dawn upon us. In Surah Waqi'ah, there is a verse in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, on the day of Qiyamah, we will be in three groups. The Sabiqun, the forerunners, the Ashabul Yameen, the people of the right hand, the Ashabul Shimal, the people of the left hand. Now the Muslims and mankind needs to take a lot of comfort in this verse, because the verse is saying that as for the forerunners, there are many of them within the generations that have gone, and there are a few of them in the generations that are to come. However, the people of the right hand who will be rejoicing in their paradise, the verse says, ثُلَّةٌ مِّنَ الْأَوَّلِينَ وَثُلَّةٌ مِّنَ الْآخِرِينَ, that a great many from the generations that have gone will be amongst the right hand, and great many from the generations that are to come till the day of Qiyamah will be amongst the right hand, which shows that majority of the people are going to paradise. In fact, the verse of the Quran says, which says, لا يصلاها إلا الأشقى, that the hellfire, no one shall enter it save the most wretched. And this is what Imam Sadiq said in response to Imam Abu Hanifa's statement. A Sahabi of Imam Sadiq came to him and he said, I heard Abu Hanifa say that only the very fortunate will go to paradise. Imam Sadiq said, no, we say otherwise. Only the most wretched will go to hell, otherwise everybody is going to go to paradise. In Surah Hadid is a verse that Imam Khomeini says that had it not been but for this one verse in the whole of the Quran, the whole essence of the Quran would have been conveyed. The blessed verse says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. Allah is the first, Allah is the last. Allah is the apparent, Allah is the hidden, and He is most aware of all things. This verse is a very explicit verse, and it's one of the gems of the verses in the Quran that talks about the full and total unity of Allah, that wherever you see, it is nothing but Allah, but your eyes do not understand. The substratum, the substance from which everything ensues is Allah, but you do not understand. He is the first and He is the last, and He is the first and the last simultaneously. Such verses require reflection and require deep contemplation. And finally in Surah Hadid there is this phenomenal verse in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا أَصَابَكَ مِن مُصِيبَةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ مِن قَبْلِ أَن نَبْرَأَهَا. There is no tribulation that befalls you within the earth, neither within your own souls, but that it is already been prescribed within the book prior to the creation of the earth. Why is this the case? Allah then responds to us, لِكَيْ لَا تَأْسُوا عَلَى مَا فَاتَكُمْ وَلَا تَفْرَحُوا بِمَا آتَاكُمْ, so that you may not become disappointed at what leaves you, and neither should you rejoice and be overjoyed at what comes to you, but you maintain a balanced state. What Allah is saying in this verse is that the scheme of this world, the events of this world are preordained. Your central task is to grow through them. In the previous verses Allah said it's a sport. It's a sport, things will come to you. Your whole task is to grow through it. Imam Ali Salamullah alayhi had once said that the secret of success, salvation and good life is contained within one verse, and that is this verse, that whatever comes to you, don't be overjoyed. Whatever leaves you, do not be broken and disheartened and dismayed at it. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.